right, good morning everyone. Welcome to Monday Coffee with Jexo, where we scan through last week's news and updates from across the Atlassian universe. I'm Biro from Jexo.
And I'm Cody from Appfire. Good morning. So look, I know everyone misses Nikki, and there's no way that I'm going to replace her, but I'm at least going to try to hold you over for just a bit. So I just wanted to start and quickly note that the links of all the sources for all the topics that we're going to be discussing today are all linked in the description. And also, this show is available to watch on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you're the podcasting type, there's a Spotify option. So navigate to the Monday Coffee page listed in the description for all of these streaming options.
Yeah, so today we have Cody as our guest news presenter in the absence of the star of the show, Nikki, which is on holiday. Welcome, Cody. A pleasure to have you doing this newscast with me this morning.
It is absolutely my pleasure to be here, my man.
Alrighty, then let's start with the first piece of news. I have my magic mug here, so we're ready to go.
Love it.
So Atlassian Government Symposium is a 3-day event, part of the Team Tour, dedicated to government agencies looking to improve agility and introduce solutions to tackle complex transformation and work management challenges. This year's event was in February and was quite successful. We actually reported on this mid-spring when the on-demand recordings became available. It looks like they're starting preparations for next year's event, which is scheduled for March 2022. Lawrence, public sector manager at Atlassian, posted last week on the community forum seeking government community members to present at the event. These presentations are recorded and should be around 25-30 minutes long. However, submitting the form does not mean you commit to the presentation, but mainly to have a chat with Lawrence and his team about your use case and the next steps. So, if you work for a government agency and use Atlassian tools to solve some of your biggest challenges, do submit the short form in this post and help inspire others with your stories. I'm personally looking forward for the event next year. It was great for me to watch this year a mix of exciting stories about NASA, transformation in Canadian government, and also the latest and greatest features Atlassian introduced to facilitate government agency needs.
Yeah, that's some really awesome stuff. Excited for all of that. So, Atlassian posted a community post last week on the 6th that I definitely think you should be checking out. It's called What's New and What's Coming to Jira Cloud for iOS, macOS, and Android. This is super exciting. There's several new features and updates that I'll briefly discuss here. The first one being that they have added a new Home Sweet Home button on the navigation and tab bars. This is great, obviously, because it's going to allow you to quickly go back and forth between projects, boards, recently opened issues, and a lot more. It's going to make you super fast and efficient. So another super cool feature for iOS to make your life much easier is smart replies. Basically, when someone leaves a comment, you will be able to have a suggested reply that can be automatically sent with just a simple click of the button. So now you can save that brain power for other important things like Monday Coffee.
Exactly.
So for Android, you're going to be able to stay in the loop by adding a widget to your home screen. This is going to allow you to see things like your priority status issues come through, stay on top of your bottlenecks, all without opening the app. So that stuff's pretty cool. The next feature that could arrive any second, hell, it could be arriving right now. This is one that I really love and appreciate, which is notification filtering. So you're going to be able to unclutter your notifications and give yourself some peace of mind. Again, save that brain power for other important things like notifications from Monday Coffee. The last upgrade for now, soon there will be more information available on your boards within the app, which is awesome because we all love more info. There's no TMI in the Jira world. A few things that'll be coming soon. Speaking of information, there will soon be more info available within the issue, so things like your history, comments, work logs, all that good stuff, all that juicy info. And also, Atlassian also recognizes that some of their beautiful users prefer to search with JQL, so they will be adding an advanced JQL search feature soon, which will also be really awesome. So it sounds like there's a lot of awesome stuff that's been added to Jira Cloud, so make sure you check that out as soon as possible. And again, the link to the article can be found in the description.
Yeah, and it kind of sounds to me that they've been focusing on efficiency and speed of use from the majority of these features. Looking forward to see more, because from the sound of it as well, they're planning now to introduce more capabilities, more functions and such. It's probably that they had this pain point early on with the application, where a lot of people were reporting that it's clunky, or they can't get to the information as efficiently as possible, and they prioritized that sprint. So it's awesome to hear.
Yep, I really think that it's the most important thing for me is that Atlassian is obviously listening to everybody about this, which is always great.
Yeah, that's true. All right, next up, Insight was acquired not long ago by Atlassian to enable native assets and configuration management in Jira. We talked about that previously. It seems like the Insights team has been hard at work in making the integrated version of Insights that much better. Among the improvements that the integrated version has versus the standalone data center version: one, no more asset fields. The team has created a native custom field called Insight Field, which is significantly more powerful and flexible. Second, automation now is done through automation for Jira rather than native Insight capability. There are several new automation options introduced as well. There's a dedicated JQL function now to search Jira issues based on the attached objects and their attributes. And there's also better native importing capabilities. The theme I need to surface here is the massive benefits of being acquired by Atlassian as an Atlassian app and getting embedded. The majority of these improvements are possible because the Insight team can now change and add things to Jira code. I think the Insight crew feels right now like Neo when he stopped the bullets for the first time in Matrix, realizing that the app rules don't apply to them anymore.
I'd love to see the Insight team make a Matrix parody, just stopping a flurry of issues right in front of them.
Yes, exactly. Because you can imagine, like, all of the issues that we have as vendors and headaches because we can't do this, all of the rules that we have around being an app developer in the ecosystem, and that all of that just went away for them all of a sudden. So that's awesome.
Must feel great. But so the next up for some of the news is there's a bit of acquisition news in the ecosystem. First bit being Contegix has officially announced that they have acquired Ascend Integrated. This is awesome because it's further going to establish Contegix as being one of the premier government solutions partners for Atlassian. Ascend brings a lot. They bring advanced system solutions for agile, DevOps, and system implementation to the table for Contegix. Ascend is also primarily focused on the federal government market, which is just going to bolster Contegix expertise in agile, ITSM, and DevOps within the public sector. So congratulations to both teams on the acquisition. Big win, and I know we're all looking forward to the continued success from the Contegix team. So awesome stuff. The other bit of acquisition news, so this probably isn't much of a surprise to anyone following along, but we have added another incredibly awesome team to the Appfire platform and portfolio, RoninPixels. They are an incredible company founded by 3 incredible humans. They're bringing their top-tier digital visualization tools over to our side of the yard. We know how important data visualization is to digital transformation, so we're incredibly excited to have some of the best on the Appfire platform and now within our portfolio. So I'm personally thrilled to see how well this app works with the rest of the portfolio, and this was an area we know that we needed to grow, and I don't think we could have gotten much of a better one in this area.
Oh no, I completely agree with that, and I personally know Gorka from RoninPixels, and we actually quite collaborate and help each other a bit here and there. So yeah, you got yourself a pretty good one there. If anyone's gonna make it happen in the reporting area of Jira, it is their team basically.
Agreed.
And the other bit actually we're we at Jexo are partnered with Ascend Integrated, and I'm actually going to have them on one of the Jexo with Friends podcast in a couple of weeks. And I'm excited to hear a bit more about their experience with the acquisition and how things are going to unfold. So I'm going to drill them a bit over our call.
No, that'll be awesome. I'm sure they've got plenty to say. So,
right, next up on my end, new cloud pricing. So Atlassian just announced price increases for all of their cloud apps across all plans. This pricing increase will come in effect as of 12th of October, basically in a month from now. Although the new prices will drop in a month, I think Atlassian offers 60-day grandfathering for existing customers, so your bill shouldn't spike instantly if you're on a monthly plan. I'm not going to list out the changes for all of the products on all plans, but here's a couple of examples. When we look at Jira Standard, monthly cost increased for tiers 1 to 100 by 50 cents per user, and it gradually decreases to 15 cents per user for tiers 15,000 and above. For Premium Jira, 1 to 100 tier, the increase is the same, 50 cents per user, but this one goes down only to 25 cents per user for those enterprise size instances of 15,000 plus. And a last one example, Conference Standard increased quite similar to Jira. You'll pay 50 cents more per user if you're on up to 100 users, and it goes down to 10 cents for 15,000 users and more. In the comment or chat, let me know what your opinion is about these increases, justified or not. I personally think periodic increases are more than okay given the products are evolving fast. But what do you think, Cody?
well, I mean, I think so too. I think that Atlassian's working really hard to evolve the products. They've obviously been listening to everybody and making those improvements. So I'd like to think that this helps improvements and helps keep the flywheel turning for Atlassian. So I'm with you.
Yeah, let's not crucify anyone for increasing a tiny bit of prices, okay? Because I know people kind of frown about when they hear price increases. It's normal. It's normal.
Yeah,
Products evolve and so on.
Yeah, totally normal in the software space too. So the next bit of news for me was I got to read a very interesting article from Atlassian's Work Life blog for our article of the week this week. This article finally gave an answer with plenty of data to a question that I believe all of us ask as we sometimes sit at work and we have a quick existential crisis. That question being, how many hours should we be working? So, Biro, how many hours do you think we should work in a week?
I don't know. I have an idea, but you tell me.
According to the article, 38.
To the article.
And here's why. So we've all heard the data that says working more hours doesn't always equate to higher productivity. And according to the research, productivity drastically drops at about 50 hours a week, and it basically free falls off a cliff at 55 hours. So even the World Health Organization notes that working more will actually increase your chances pretty sharply of having a stroke. So Laura Vanderkam, who's a time management expert, and she's cited within this article, she suggests that through her studies and research that the sweet spot you should work in a normal workday is around about 7.5 hours a day, which is equating to about the 38 hours a week. So in Atlassian's article, they explore alternative time schedules like 5 by 6 hour days or 4 by 10 hour days. These are really meant to free up your time for personal matters, which is incredibly vital and important for your mental health, right? So all in all, according to most experts, to achieve that work week happiness euphoria, you need to work slightly less than 40 hours, which I'm all good with. I know I'm lucky to work for a company that really takes the work-life balance aspect super seriously. And look, I'm not just saying it because I work here now, but I've never been this happy as I am at Appfire because of how seriously they take that aspect.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat, and we're actually planning to hopefully somewhere next year, depending on how things pan out, to switch to 4 days a week working. Basically 4 days working weeks, to put it like that. And that's because again, it seems to be the trend. and not just that, that's the last thing probably on the list, but most importantly, from studies and researches, it does seem that if you give your employees 3 days off, basically 3 days weekend, it really helps improve how they tackle the week, and the productivity increases significantly, because you know how it is. You come in Monday and you're like, oh man, it's Monday, such a long week ahead, and then on Friday you're like, oh man, I'm already depleted, but I'm looking forward for the weekend. If you have 3 days a week, and probably you might have experienced this when you have like bank holidays and your 3 days weekend extended, it just feels, the week feels a lot better, a lot more energized.
So much better. Yeah, totally.
All right, so before we wrap up, I've been itching to ask you this question. We all seen the news, Appfire acquisition after acquisition. What's your goal? What's your strategy behind all of this? Are you basically planning to buy out the entire marketplace? Tell me all of the secrets. I want to know.
So I do actually get this question a bit when I talk to some of our partners, and look, the answer is pretty simple. So the Appfire platform now has about 185 apps in the portfolio, and that's going to continue to grow. Our goal really is to just provide the best of breed apps to our partners and customers, but also we really want to bring the best and most brilliant minds all under one roof. And look, we're doing that. We now have around 30 of the top software minds, founders within the ecosystem, all working together on the platform. Our mindset is really around certain bundles, categories, etc. So for example, let's take a look at like RoninPixels, right? They're one of the best in the business. So our thought is, well, why not get them on board instead of trying to make another RoninPixels, right? So again, we want just as many brilliant minds under that umbrella. And you know, when you bring 30 founders, it becomes a lot easier to find gaps and solve a lot of the problems. So, you know, Appfire's had the privilege of working in the best enterprise ecosystem for a very long time. We've been able to make a lot of friends here, and we really do just want everybody to succeed. And sometimes we look over the fence and say, you know, man, we really could use so-and-so on the team. But, you know, we're just lucky to be here, and we're really lucky that we're such allies with Atlassian. We've been here from the start, you know, we stay lock in step with them. Again, we're just really lucky to be building the Appfire platform, but all in all, our goal is to provide just the best of breed apps and bring the brightest minds to the team.
Wow, that's very interesting. I think one of the things that I would love to see, hear, understand, learn, post this maybe at a later stage of this evolution of Appfire is how you manage and evolve a team full of entrepreneurs, brilliant minds, brilliant people, because this is not your ordinary status quo type of growth acceleration from a company. You're basically accelerating using a lot of talent of entrepreneurs that decide to join your team. So I'll be looking forward for you to kind of in the future teach us how that this all works out, and the type of work practices, standards, and so on.
Totally, I would love to do that. Yeah, we're trying to get everything under one Appfire, and we're working extremely hard to do that internally. But yeah, I'd love to talk about that in the future. So yeah, we're just chugging along right now.
That's brilliant. Okay, so I hope this answers the question to everyone that solves the mystery of Appfire.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Like Scooby-Doo, yes. Appfire mystery. All right, and that's about it for news about Atlassian. I hope you enjoy Monday Coffee with Jexo, whether you're watching us live or record it later. Cody, again, thanks a lot for being here. I'm sure we'll do it again soon.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to being back on, and I know I can't replace Nikki, but I tried my damnedest.
You've done a brilliant job. Don't worry about it. I'm super poop, and I think everyone will. So join me next Monday when I'll be joined by another great chap, Sean from Easy Agile. Help me deliver the news. Do subscribe to catch the next stream, and have a great week.